to one of the biggest stories here around the nation. Sean Diddy Combs was behind bars this morning. He's being held without bail, charged with sex trafficking and racketeering.
So joining us in studio this morning to talk about this case is federal criminal defense attorney Josh Kolsrud. Josh, thank you so much for coming in this morning, because I think we all have a lot of questions about this particular case, obviously garnering a lot of attention. Let's talk about the particular charges in this case, because there are so many. We got trafficking, racketeering, coercion. Let's start with, we were just talking during the break about what exactly is racketeering and what exactly does that mean as far as these charges are concerned?
Yeah, good question. Racketeering is a criminal enterprise that, where one of its main purposes is to commit criminal activity. And in this case, the prosecutors have alleged that that activity includes bribery, sex trafficking, and threats and intimidation of witnesses. And in order to commit a racketeering offense, the offense has to take place, again, over 10 years. And what's interesting is that there's no statute of limitations, or the statute of limitations only begins at the very last date of the last criminal offense. So in this case, the prosecution has alleged that the criminal enterprise's last offense date was in 2023. So they're going to be able to get in all the crimes, even though they go back all the way to 2008.
So as a defense attorney, I'm sure you look at this case and you think, you're breaking down and how do I defend, someone like this if they come to you? Where do you even begin when you break apart this case?
Sure. Well, there's a couple of things. Number one, you always have to look at the credibility of the victim and witness testimony. What deals did they make with the prosecutors? Do they have any inconsistent statements? That's going to be a big deal coming forward. Also, always with sex trafficking charges, the question is going to be consent. And, Mr. Combs is going to claim that the females that participated in his freakouts were there consensually, and that he did not coerce anybody. But given the fact that there are, mountains of evidence and tons of videos, that's going to be a really high hurdle to beat.
That is really what it is, right? It's the videos that can also kind of affect the case.
Sure, and another thing that's really interesting about this case is that there are 5 prosecutors assigned to the case from the Southern District of New York, and each of the prosecutors is female. And this was done symbolically because if you look at the indictment, it's very obvious that the U.S. Attorney's Office has targeted Mr. Combs's predation against females in particular. And so this is kind of like the U.S. Attorney's Office's symbolic symbol and statement to Mr. Combs that, you can prey on these women, but in the end, they're going to put you away probably for the rest of his life.
Yeah. And I was listening, we've got about 15 seconds left. I was listening to a podcast this morning that said that he may have already had his last day as a free man because he might be in bars pending the trial and through the trial, and then obviously what happens next as far as sentencing.
Sure. Yesterday, the judge held him non-bondable as being a substantial danger to the community and a substantial flight risk. I would be very surprised if he's released again.
Yeah. All right, Josh, thank you for your time this morning.
We'll keep you on standby because I'm sure there's going to be more developments happening in this case.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.